Bonjour everyone. I'm back after a very unplanned break due to some chronic illness shenanigans. The last few months have been some of the hardest months for me health-wise, which I'm sure you've noticed as I'm definitely not posting content as much as usual, but I'm slowly getting back on my feet, and I thought what better way to come back than by sharing with you some of my newest tarot decks and some of my newest books. As you know, I'm as much a deck goblin as I am a bookworm, so that's what we're going to be doing today, a good old deck and book haul. I have some fantastic hidden gems to share with you, and you guys, I think I might have found the most beautiful deck of the year. I opened the box and I gasped. It's absolutely stunning. I cannot wait to share it with you. You're gonna gag. It's beautiful. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. As per usual, all the names of the decks and books I'm mentioning are gonna be in the description box. If you're ever thinking, what the heck is this French frog saying? In the description box, you'll also find the link to my second channel, The Waves of Your Soul readings. Please go and subscribe and support your girl. This is where I post pick-up hide readings, tarot guidance, monthly guidance, using all the decks I present on this channel. So you get to see how the decks read and you get some free readings. What's not to love? So definitely go and check that out. And I'll make sure to leave some chapters so that if you're just here for the decks, you can jump ahead for that. And if you're a fellow bookworm and you want to see the books I picked up as well, then you can stay for that. We're going to start with books actually. My wallet has been a little bit in trouble because, as I've told you, I've been doing a lot of physical therapy, a lot of medical appointments, and one of the places I have to go the most at the moment is literally next door to a bookshop. So every time I've been going, I've been like, okay, well, you've been working very hard, you've been suffering, you deserve a little treat. And because I've been suffering a lot, I've been getting myself a lot of treats. So I've got quite a lot of new books to share with you guys. As always, please let me know if you have any of those books, or share your thoughts in the comments. I love to chat with you guys. So let's get into it. Let's start with some smaller formats and then we'll move on to bigger books. The first pocket-sized books I picked up recently are two books out of a trilogy, so I'm missing the third one, and that is Atlas 6 and the Atlas Paradox by Olivier Blake. I have the French version because I live in Réunion, so all the books here are in French, but you guys can read this in English. And this is a fantasy trilogy. It's dark academia and it follows a group of different magicians. Each have very different powers. One is an empath, some can kind of manipulate the world around them. Some of them are able to read minds, and they are all coming from different part of the world. They are all kind of hired to join this particular school where they are gonna have to compete against each other to join this secret society who is linked, from what I'm understanding, to the Alexandrian library, or what remains of it. So this is set up in our world, in nowadays world, in modern world, but obviously with magical powers. The vibe is very dark academia, and it's supposed to be very good. So I'm super excited. I've started actually reading this one. I'm only I don't know, a few chapters in. I'm on page 88. So far I'm just getting to know all the different characters and the different protagonists who are going to be, all the different students who are going to be part of these trials and who are trying to enter this secret society. But I've heard this is very good, and I've heard that if you like dark academia, this is meant to be fantastic. Let me know if you guys have read it, as I'd love to hear your opinion, but so far so good. And I think Olivier Blake just released a new book this year as well. I forgot the name, but it sounds amazing as well. So if you have picked that up as well, let me know. It's based, I think, on a family who is, again, there's tension, a family who is trying to go against each other for heritage or something. I don't really remember, but it sounded amazing as well. These are my first book from Olivier Blake, so I'm excited to check them out. Next up, we have a couple of French books from a French author, and it's part of a trilogy. I, again, only found the first two books, so I need to order the third one. I have the first book, which is called L'Héliotrope, and the second book is called Les Alchimistes, again by a French author. And this is definitely steampunk, Treasure Island, Jules Verne, all of those vibes. And the reason why I really wanted a steampunk kind of trilogy is because I've been loving the Dimension 20 newest campaign, which is called Cloudward Ho, which is DM'd by Brennan E. Mulligan with the regular crew. This is a D&D played campaign where that is based on a steampunk kind of vibe, and it made me realize I've not read a steampunk inspired story since pretty much I've been a child, and I was reading like Jules Verne and all of those kind of books, and I used to love Treasure Island as when I was a child. So when I saw this particular series and I saw it was by a French author, I saw the beautiful covers and I was like, yeah, sign me up. There's floating cities. We are exploring the deep sea. Another one of my favorite kind of movies when I was a child was Atlantis, The Lost Empire by Disney. I was obsessed with that movie. So this is giving very similar vibes. I've not read it yet, but it's YA, by the way. From what I've gathered, it follows the story of a young girl who gets abducted, an orphan who gets abducted by sky pirates. And I was like, say no more. I'm very excited. Again, let me know if you guys, for my French readers, let me know if you've read those, if you've heard of them. But I really wanted to get into this kind of like Atlantis, Treasure Island, Jules Verne kind of vibe. That's why I picked those up, and I'm excited. It sounds like a good time, and I enjoy a YA book from time to time. The last couple of books that are pocket size, and then we'll move on to bigger formats, are actually debuts of series, and it was one of those where you buy one and you get another one half price, which is why I picked both up, because both I was very interested by. The first one is by a French author again, Pierre Pével, who is a very well-known fantasy French author. The series is called Le Paris des Merveilles, literally the Paris of Wonders. This is the first book of a trilogy. This is set up in Paris at the beginning of the 20th century, but magic is very much part of those worlds. So you have sprites in the local park, and thanks to the metro line, you can join the world of fairies. So this is taking you into this old-time Paris with tons of magical creatures, tons of magic, and I love that mix. I thought that was super original. I think that's going to be so much fun. And this particular series follows a mage who's been accused of murder and who's trying to solve the murder he's been accused from, and he has to associate himself with a lost fairy. So it's giving like murder mystery, Cluedo vibes meets fairies, meets like Paris at the 20th century, and that sounds so much fun. I've heard really good things about this one. It has fantastic reviews, so I picked up the first one, and if I enjoy it, I'll pick up the rest of the series. For my French readers, again, let me know if you've read this one, but it's very different from any other books I've read recently, so it sounded like a really nice change of scenery and change of themes, so I'm excited. Sounds like a good time. The last pocket book I picked up, another start of a trilogy. You guys, I'm reading so many series right now, it's ridiculous. I need to tie some things up, because right now I'm in the middle of reading Robin Hood, The Live Ships Traders. I have started 8+6. I'm reading the Poppy War trilogy. I'm reading so many series, and I need to finish some of them, because as you can see, I've picked up a lot of books that are starting other trilogies, so I really definitely need to finish some so I can, tie some knots, because it's getting ridiculous. But what can I say? I'm a huge bookworm, I'm a mood reader, and I just love escaping to magical worlds. The last pocket book I picked up is by Mark Lawrence, and the first book is La Fille et les Étoiles, literally The Girl and the Stars. You'll be able to pick this up in English for sure. The Girl and the Stars, that's the name of the first book. And Mark Lawrence is one of those authors who has written a lot of trilogies that are set in the same world, a lot of series that are set in the same world, much like Robin Hood. Some of them are in order, so you kind of have to read a trilogy after the next. Some of them are just in the same world, but not necessarily specifically linked in the terms of it's different characters, etc. This is one of those where it's set in his world, but from what I'm understanding, you can pick this up and read it fine, as it's not really related to other characters from other books. And I picked this one up because of the cover. Let's be real. How beautiful was the cover? But I really wanted to get into Mark Lawrence's work, and when I saw that I could get this one as part of buy one get one half price, I didn't hesitate. But also this cover is so pretty, right? So here are the other two books of the series. They're already out, so I just need to order them and pick them up, because I love when I get into a series and all the books are out. That's the best feeling. So you can binge. That's fantastic. And again, gorgeous covers, and this is definitely epic fantasy. So whilst the other books I was sharing with you, it was steampunk or dark academia or murder mystery kind of vibe, this is definitely epic fantasy, huge world, huge stakes. It's set up in the same world as his other books, which are called Red Sister, I believe, which I've not read, but if I enjoy this one, I'll definitely pick up. In this one, we follow the main protagonist, Yaz, who's a young girl. She's an outcast from what I understand, and she lives in this very icy, difficult place where survival is super hard. It's a very harsh place. It's very cold, and she faces some kind of day selection where she will either get to remain on the ice with her people, or she will be thrown into a dark pit as an unfit asset for her tribe's survival. So I'm super excited to get into this one. Again, let me know if you guys have read any Mark Lawrence book, if you read this particular trilogy, The Girl and the Stars. Let me know if you have enjoyed it. Let me know if I should read any other books from Mark Lawrence. With all of those books, I should have said, but once I read them, I come back in monthly favorites. That's where I discuss the decks I've been using and the books I've been reading. So if you want to hear my thoughts, check out those videos, as this is where I share with you my thoughts, always spoiler free. My monthly favorite videos are where I like to come back and share with you guys the books I've been reading. The last two new books I picked up recently, and then we'll move on to decks. The first one is a chunker. And I'm so excited about this one, but I've not been able to pick it up yet because it's so big. It actually hurts my hands. My hands are still a little bit painful, so I have to wait until I'll be able to actually physically hold it. But I'm so excited because it's by one of my absolute favorite authors, and it's V. Schwab's latest book. So this is the French version. In French, it's called Quand nos os retourneront à la terre, but in English, this came out as Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. How beautiful, first of all, is the French version. I've seen the English version. I'm sorry, the French version slayed. Look at this. It's so beautiful, you guys. Oftentimes, English covers are prettier than French version, but then this one, they did the most. It's so stunning. I cannot. Really, really beautiful. And yeah, it's a chunker, you guys. V. Schwab is one of my absolute favorite authors. I've just finished Vicious, one of her books this month. I'm obsessed with everything she writes. I'm slowly making my way through all of her books, and so far there's not been one that has been below 5 stars. So I'm very excited to get into this one. And this is a story of toxic lesbian vampires across history and across centuries. It's all I needed to know to figure out I would love this because that sounds fantastic. So I'm super pumped for this one. Let me know if you guys have read Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. And the last book I picked up as part of this haul is one that's been such a long time coming. I'm surprised it's taken me so long to pick this up, honestly, because it's been on my wish list for years, and that is The Adventures of Amina Al-Sirafi by Shannon Chakraborty. Again, you can find this in English. This is the translated version. And this follows the story of Amina Al-Sirafi, who I believe is in her 40s, and she's a pirate and a mother. And I was like, say no more. Fantasy book, pirate stories, focusing on an older kind of main character, right? Not your stereotypical 20-something chosen one. This is talking about someone who's more mature, who has lived, set up in this kind of nautical world, which I absolutely love. I live on a tropical island in Reunion, so I'm very passionate about pirate stories in general. And I've heard only amazing things about this. I've literally been told to read this by so many people, so I'm so pumped. It has a blurb by Rebecca F. Kwong, who wrote Babel and Yellowface, and again, one of my other favorite authors, so you know it's gonna be good, right? You know it's gonna be good. At first I thought this was a standalone, but I heard that there's gonna be other books from this series, but I think it reads as a standalone from what I'm understanding. Again, I haven't read it yet, so let me know. But from what I've gathered, you can read this one and it's like a completed story, but apparently there's gonna be more books coming out, so I'm excited anyway. And I've not read anything from Shannon Chakraborty yet. I think she also wrote the Devabad trilogy with City of Brass, Kingdom of Copper, and Empire of Gold. I have that on my Kindle. It's again epic fantasy, but inspired by Persian stories, I believe. So I need to read that as well. I've heard really great things about both this one and the Devabad trilogy. that's the last book I wanted to share with you guys today that I picked up. Let me know if you have read any of them, if any of them appeal to you. Let me know any books you've read recently. I'll share with you. I've been reading a lot, so I'll share with you the books I've been reading in my future monthly favorite. At the moment of me filming, I am halfway through Robin Hobb's Life Traders trilogy, and I'm having the best time. But for today, let's get into decks, as I have some really amazing hidden gems to share with you. Let's do this. I just realized I'm a very poor host because I've not introduced to you guys my cute little Sculpenda girlie. So there you go. How cute is she? This is my first Sculpenda. They are blind boxes, and I've fallen into the Sculpenda and Hirono blind box rabbit hole, and I'm obsessed. These are so cute. So she's gonna be watching over the video today. She's adorable. There's something so fun about opening blind boxes, giving you a dopamine hit, especially when it gives you adorable figures like this. So expect to see her watching over my videos for the foreseeable future. Okay, let's get into decks. I'll start with the one I've had the longest and finish with the one that arrived literally yesterday. First up, let's talk about a gorgeous gift. This is the Tarot of the Magical Forest. I was sent this by my lovely friend Sarb. If you're watching, Sarb, I'm sending you so much hugs and love. Thank you so much for this adorable deck. It was a deck from Los Scarabeo that I was always super curious about because it's so cute. So this is a mass market deck. Again, Los Scarabeo, you can get this in lots of different languages. Here are the backs, very beautiful. And this is set up in this kind of like magical forest with all sorts of animals who all look like they've seen some shit. And you know what? Mood. I think this is all of us right now. Every time we open the news, every time we turn on the TV, there is some crazy shit happening that has me looking like this. Terrified, surprised, flabbergasted, shocked, appalled, all of the adjectives, traumatized. I think that's all of us. Also, this deck reminds me of Labubus. I don't know why. It's giving that Labubu energy, which I don't have one, but never say never. They look like cute little goblins, so maybe I'll pick one up at some point. But this deck definitely gives me that like traumatized kind of goblin creature energy, and I'm absolutely obsessed. There's something so charming about these very traumatized looking creatures that has me smiling, and that is also been giving me some fantastic readings. I've actually been using this for the whole of July because I've had this for about a month now, and it reads really good. It's just a fun, cute, but also quite poignant deck, and it's bringing me a lot of joy at this moment, so I'm loving this so much. This, I'm sure you guys will know, it's been out for a few years now, and come on, the frogs especially, I think are my favorite. They all look like me. Like this is me, confused. What the heck am I doing here? What the heck is going on? Someone send help. Yeah, that's the mood of 2025. And I think for a lot of us, what the fuck, right? That is absolutely me this year. I relate very much to these little creatures. I've been having the best time reading with this deck. So thank you so much, Sarb, if you're watching, for this gorgeous gift, because I really am enjoying it so much. It's bringing me so much joy, and I'm excited to continue to use it. You'll see this one in my monthly favorites because it's been a joy. So that is the Tarot of the Magical Forest by Los Scarabeo. Absolute joy that very much relates to what I've been feeling in terms of shock, trauma, bewilderment, and just general fuck my life feelings of 2025. Another deck that I've had the longest that arrived just after I filmed my latest haul was actually a Kickstarter backing. That was super fast. I backed the Kickstarter and maybe a month later I had the deck, which is really great and super fast in my opinion. And that is the Whales Can Save Us Oracle. This is a Spanish and English deck by, I forgot the name of the creator, Astro MVS. I'll make sure to leave their Instagram in the description box. Isaac Andres is the name of the creator, and this is a whale-inspired deck, so you know I had to pick it up. I literally went on Kickstarter, so they were doing a whale deck, and I was like, take my money. I don't even need to read what it's about. I don't even need to look at the too many cards. It's about whales. I'm here, take my cash. I will support you. I love whales. They're some of my favorite animals, especially living here in Reunion. We have humpback whales every year. Around this time of the year, actually, coming to have their babies by the coast, and then they come, and then towards September, from like June, July to September. By September, they will leave to go back to the South Pole. So I'm very fortunate that in my life, I've seen a lot of humpback whales. They have been part of my life, and they are just animals that are very important to me. So every time I see a deck inspired by whales in general, I can't help myself but add to cart. And this is really fantastic. So here are the backs. First of all, they are all kind of different in this color theme, which is really beautiful. I love this rainbow. And as you might not realize because of my massive orc hands, this is definitely larger than your stereotypical oracle deck. It's a little bit longer, a little bit larger. So just putting that out there. Comes with a beautiful guidebook, full color. It's bilingual. It's both in English and in Spanish, which is great because it allows me to practice my Spanish, which is a language I've learned a lot at school. And one of my best friends in Spanish, and another one of my best friend lives in Chile. But so I really want to get better at Spanish. So this is great. It's been good for me to practice. The one thing that's annoying with this is that the cards are not numbered and the guidebook is not in alphabetical order. So when you're trying to find your card, it can take ages. That's the part that is very annoying. It's not very practical. Thank God we have images, so you're not looking for things too long because you have the image of the card repeated inside. But I wish we had card numbered or in alphabetical order. It's a small thing, but it does make a huge difference in your everyday ability to work with the deck. Something for creators to think about. I think it's a little thing, but it definitely makes our life as readers much easier. What I love about the guidebook though is that a lot of the guidebook is illustrated with added detail, so beautiful, in terms of the aesthetic of it. It's really, really stunning, and I love the art style. So let's get into it. This is a deck that has been following me all month long and that I've had a lot of use out of because it's been fantastic for multi-purposes. On each of the card, you have a beautiful illustration and you have a question. So the way I've been using this is first up for journaling when I'm able to, which is not every day right now because again, sometimes my hands are still painful. I will randomly pick a card, pull a question and journal about it, which has been really great. Another way I've been using this is that I have been using the question as the start of a spread. So for example, pick up this card. How can I create an environment of abundance and growth in my life? And I would go to a tarot deck and actually create a spread around this theme to answer this question. So pull some tarot cards to answer the question that's come up here. That's been the biggest way I've used this, and I've actually used this on my second channel, The Waves of Your Soul Readings, for my August pick a card, which hopefully by the time this video comes up should be up. So if you want to see this in action, definitely go and check that video out, and you get your monthly guidance on top of that. That's been really great to work with the deck this way. And of course, you can use it like a regular oracle deck, as in the guidebook you have your guidance personal development message. I've noticed that a lot of the cards seem inspired by tarot. I don't know if it's mentioned in the Kickstarter because like I said, I didn't really read it. I saw the art style, I saw it was about whales, and I was like, take my money. So, being an impatient Aries, I didn't really read it. I need to go back and check if it was mentioned, but I have noticed that I think this might be inspired by at least the major arcana, because there's definitely a card that makes me think of the Chariot, a card that makes me think of the Lovers, of the Magician, etc., etc. Which, if that's the case, that's amazing. I love that idea. I have been absolutely adoring using this. It's so versatile, great for journaling, great for spread building, great for starting up a reading, great for giving you something to think about throughout your day, great as a general oracle Honestly, the only thing I don't love is the way that the guidebook is set up. Like I told you that sometimes it's taking me a little bit too long to find the text in the guidebook. Other than that, I think this is absolutely fantastic. And how beautiful is this? I love the art style. There's something so beautiful and enchanting, all those colors, all those whales. It's really, really lovely and just very healing energy. Let's do one more. What rapid changes are happening in my life and how can I adapt to them? I can definitely see this as being a part of my favorite oracles of the year because I can see myself getting a lot of use out of this one, and because it's on a kind of theme that is so close to my heart, I really appreciate this particular deck. So that's the Whales Can Save Us. Another Kickstarter campaign where I received the reward recently, the When Olga Speaks Oracle by Sasha Lopez. This is a beautiful collage style oracle deck that was created in memory of the creator's grandma, I believe. And so this feels very profound, very healing, and full of intention. It's a really, really gorgeous production. It comes in this gorgeous. I have a guidebook again, you can see in memory of Olga Fernandez. You have a table of content. Thank you so much. Simple, but it makes a huge difference. You can see that cards are color-coded, so it helps you to actually navigate. We have a lot of fantastic spreads. The text is wonderful. We have keywords. We have a description of what is going on the card, explaining to you why the collage is representing an animal or a person or whatever. We have your messages. You can tell so much work was poured into this guidebook. It's fantastic. The way it's written, the way it's set up. I'm so impressed. Honestly, if this creator makes any other deck, I will definitely be supporting because I'm really, really impressed by how intentional this deck is. This deck originally was put on Make Playing Cards, I think, and then it was so successful that the creator decided to create a Kickstarter campaign for it, and I'm so glad that Sasha did because everyone deserves this deck in their life. It's really, really special. Here are the backs. I love them. And as I mentioned, this is a collage deck, definitely with a big theme centered around heart-centered medicine, healing, and ancestral connection, right? As this was created in honor of someone who passed, you can feel that ancestral connection. You can feel that energy of wanting to connect through the other side of the veil. So this feels very special, very intentional. It almost feels like it's walking in this kind of liminal space between this world and the next. You can just feel that there was a lot of love, a lot of respect, and also some grief that was poured into this particular deck, which makes this one very special, I think. This is a deck I can see myself using specifically for like liminal times such as October, for example, around sowing time or around the solstices, or whenever I want to connect with my people who have passed or people who are on the other side of the veil. This feels like a beautiful deck to do that. I feel like this would be also a great one to journal with. There are spreads you can do, and it's just been a joy to get to know. So let me know if you guys have backed this one. I think it's been pretty popular, so I'm pretty sure a lot of you have backed it or seen it. Happy that this was put on Kickstarter so that more people could get their hands on it because it's really special. So that is When Olga Speaks Oracle. I think I need to work with this one for quite a while to fully form my thoughts. So far I'm very impressed with everything about it. Oh, I don't know if I showed you, but we have gorgeous matte edges. Let's talk about a pre-order I received, which was a deck that I was umming and ahhing about getting because it's actually one of my favorite decks, and that is the Stunning Tarot. I originally have the first edition. I've had the first edition since 2019, I think. It's one of my favorite decks ever. I've used that deck to death. And I always told myself I wouldn't pick any other version of the Stunning Tarot because I didn't want them to compete with my love, right, of the first edition. However, my first edition is starting to show some like wear, and I've been starting to think, okay, if this gets damaged in some form or another, I'm gonna be devastated. And then I saw that Jonas Ayers, the creator of this, was releasing a 5th edition that was complete different size. There was some changes to the artwork, and I was like, okay, it doesn't really feel like it would compete with my first edition because it kind of feels like almost a different deck altogether, which is why I decided to pre-order this one, and I'm very happy I did because normally I'm not one who really wants to get like copies of decks and does the whole, backup copy vibe. I have many decks already. If I was to start getting backup copies of decks I love, I would be drowning in them. It would be ridiculous. So I have this rule with myself to not get backup copies. This is the only exception. And again, because it's a different format and because there was some color changes, because there was some actual changes to the artwork to my original copy, it feels like a different enough deck that it won't compete. So I received this one actually only a few days ago. I've not read with it yet. You're gonna see it's still in order. Her decks come in and out of print. She's constantly releasing new editions. So I don't know if this one is still in print or not, but if it's not, just subscribe to her newsletter on her website and you will be alerted whenever she does a new edition, because she's constantly like changing up her decks, working on them, releasing new version and all of that. Here are the backs for this one. And again, the Stunning Tarot first edition is so close to my heart. It's part of my favorite decks ever. So I was very curious to see how this one would compare. I've not used it yet. I've only gone through it, and it definitely feels like a different deck to me. Like even energy-wise, in terms of the egregore of the deck, it doesn't feel the same as the first edition. And I think that's because the format is different, the colors have been changed, and there's been some changes to the art style. Some of them are the same, like the Empress and the Emperor are the same as my first edition, but the Hierophant has been changed, for example. The Lovers is the same, and I love this Lovers card. It's one of my favorite Lovers ever. I love the Stunning Tarot, like I told you guys. It's one of those decks that I've automatically connected with. It has one of my favorite Hermit cards ever as well in all of my decks. I love this Hermit so much, and so I'm very, very happy I ended up backing and pre-ordering this one. But I'm pretty sure I would have regretted not ordering this particular edition. It's really beautiful. I love the reworking of the colors that Jonas has done, and I feel better in myself for having another copy to use, so I can give my first edition a little bit of a break. Of this deck so much, you guys. So we'll go through it quickly, but everything about this, the very like strong choices of color, the fact that we have mermaids and witches, the fact that there's a whole suit that's inspired by Egyptian mythology, the magic in it, the like very bold choices. This actually is inspired by Tarot de Marseille, not RWS, which is very unique for me, but I love that. Also, that's what makes this deck stand out in my collection. This is just a sleigh. I'm sure you guys have seen this deck. When I first got the Stunning Tarot in 2019, nobody was talking about it, and then it started to get really popular. So I'm happy that Jonas's decks have been getting more and more popular. He has created a couple of other decks. The Stunning Tarot remains her best one. Honestly, there's something very enchanting. Every suit is on a different theme. We have a suit inspired by 1001 Nights for the cups. The ones you've seen is very witchy inspired. The swords are set in this mermaid world. The pentacles are inspired by Egyptian mythology, and I absolutely adore all of those things, which is also why I think I like this deck so much, because it references a lot of inspiration that are very close to me. And these colors specifically are quite unique, are very different to the first edition. And I really like what she's done with the sword suit in this 5th edition. These turquoise and red, it's gorgeous. I actually want to paint my nails this color, right? It's so striking. And then let's go to the pentacle suit or coin suit, which is probably my favorite suit. Let me know if you guys have picked this one up. I think a lot of us have actually. I think this one is very popular. The size, the format, the fact that it's a little bit elongated, it really makes this quite unique. And then let's finish with Page of Coins, Warriors for the Knights, and Queen and King. I have 3 more decks to talk about, and I'll keep the best for last. It is absolutely stunning. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get the title of most beautiful decks I'll get all year. I don't see how I could get another deck before the end of the year that's more stunning than the last one I'll share with you. So I'll keep that one for last. First, I want to share a couple of decks I got from US Star Wheels, which are the Love and Courage Quest Tarot and the Mirasol and Cassie Tarot. So US Star Wheels, they are a Chinese-based company, and they are the creators of the Forest Spirit Imprint Tarot, which is a deck I got right at the beginning of the year, and I've been absolutely obsessed ever since. This is one of my favorite deck of the year. You can expect to see it in my top 10 of this year. And I was thinking, okay, I love this so much. I would love to see what else these people have made, right? What other decks have they created? So I went on their website and they have quite a few decks to choose from. And so I decided to give a chance with these two, which I've never seen anywhere. I kind of took a chance. I didn't even watch really any walkthroughs or anything. I had never seen them before. I just thought, you know what, because I like the Forest Spirit imprint so much, let me see what else these people are doing, as I feel like I could very much vibe with their vibe. And I'm so happy I took a chance because I love these two so much. So let's get into it. Let's start with this one because it's so cute. Again, I've never really seen these before shared by anyone. Maybe people, I mean, I'm sure people have them, but these don't seem to be super popular decks for sure. They kind of seem to be a bit hidden gems. In terms of prices for indie decks, this was very affordable. I think I paid $25 for each one. So, and these are the standard edition, but you can get portable edition or collector's edition. So you can, change things according to your budget. I'm very, very excited about potentially getting more decks from them because they have really fun, unique decks. I'm very impressed by everything they're doing so far. So this was a try. I thought I'll order two, see how long it takes for them to ship to me from China. It didn't take long at all. I received this within maybe like 3 weeks, which is really fast for where I live. So I'm super impressed, honestly, and I'm very tempted to get more from them. This one is the standard edition. You can see it opens like this. It comes with a little guidebook, half in English and half in Chinese. Guidebook is really well written. We have some keywords. We have an explanation as to what's going on the card, so you can understand the choices of the artist, why they decided to picture the deck this way. We have some color images. Honestly, really good production. I had an extra full for this one in this particular deck, which looked like this. And so I like when we have extra card. That's always fun. You can make the deck the way you want. Here are the backs. And the main reason I picked this up is because it looked cute, okay? Sue me. I like cute stuff. I'm just a simple girl with her little trinkets and her cute stuff. I just can't help myself. The whole premise of this deck is that you follow Mirasol and Casey, who are like the girl and her little cat companion, and they are just together going through their day-to-day life, going through trials and tribulation, and it's just adorable. First up, the art style is absolutely stunning. I love the colors. They're a little bit muted, but just very soothing, obviously very full of childlike wonder, cuteness overload, and I just love the relationship between the little girl and her cat. We have a lot of joy here, but what I like about this one is that whilst it's cute, and I love a cute deck, in my head I'm still 8 years old, right? I'm a big kid at heart. So I love that it's cute. But what I appreciate and what I really liked in the Spirit Forest imprint as well, which was very cute, is that the harder cards in Tarot still pack a punch. I like when a cute deck isn't afraid to still deliver some hard cards, right? Because I want my Tarot deck to be balanced. Even when it's cute, I need the deck to feel like a regular Tarot. The deck to still feel like it has grief and sadness and potentially anxiety and all of those things that can appear in different cards, right? So the Three of Air still feels full of emotion, even though it's cute, and I really like that. This is absolutely a deck for my inner child. When I was a little girl, I had an orange cat just like this. His name was Caramel. We saved him from a rescue center, and he was tied to me at the hip. He was constantly with me when I was little, so that's also why I kind of fell in love with this deck, because it reminded me of me and my cat at the time. And so there's also this nostalgic feeling. Special. I love this Three of Fire. So cute. It's giving like little adventurer, Dora the Explorer vibe. The Devil is fantastic. When I saw this one, it cracked me up. It's so funny. This Five of Earth is so sweet, There's something, you still feel the emotion, you still feel the loneliness and the fact of like the despair sometimes that can be linked to the Five of Earth, but still in this adorable cutie style. And it reminds you that you're not alone, that you can always ask for help even when you're going through trials and tribulations. It doesn't feel like linen or anything. I would say more like matte cardstock. So I don't know if you guys have seen it. Do you have it? Oh, here it is. I wanted to show you the death card because I thought it was so beautiful. Look at that. Oh, just it's very sad. Just so sad. So that's really what I like about it. The fact that whilst it's adorable, it still is not afraid to give you real emotions, right? And I really appreciate that with my cute decks. I can tell you so far it reads really sweet. Some sweet decks can be a bit punchy and a bit harsh. This one doesn't. This one really is cute and nice and sweet, even the way it reads. So when you need a little bit of a hug, I think this will be able to give it to you. I love this 8 of hair as well. It's very cute. So that is the Mirasol and Casey of the year. What a long ass name. That's a lot. I don't know if we needed of the year. Mirasol and Cassie could have been enough, but you know what? It's okay. You do you. And the second one I picked up from them, again, kind of sight unseen, is the Love and Courage Quest Tarot. I've never really seen this one shared anywhere. I've never seen anyone talk about it, but I thought it looked cool. I looked at a couple of the images that were shown on the website and I was like, yeah, you know what? Let me give it a chance. Mostly, I saw this and it was giving me Zelda vibes and I was like, okay, add to cart. I love fantasy. I love fantasy video games, fantasy books. You've seen from the books I've to my haul. So this little knight opening this huge door was such a vibe that I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. Plus, look, there's whales. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, fantasy, whales. I have zero regret. Again, this is the standard collection, but I'm pretty sure you can get collector's edition and a portable edition. So the prices will vary, obviously. Again, you have a guidebook that is half in English, half in Chinese. The guidebook is just as good as the Mirasol one. It's full color. The text is really good. You don't just have keywords. It kind of explains to you what's going on the card. Really impressed with like the attention to detail in both of these decks. Here are the backs. So this is the kind of decks that feel very busy and that the more you look at a card, the more you're gonna see kind of details wise. So I already know this is not gonna be everyone's cup of tea because it feels very busy, almost chaotic, but that's what pleased me. That's what like intrigued me, the fact that it feels so wild and a little bit like chaotic and a little bit unhinged. I quite like that a lot actually. On top of that, it's very like fantasy inspired. You see a lot of like magical creatures. I adore this hermit card. This is one of the cards that you could see on the website, and as soon as I saw that, I don't really know why I like it so much, but there's something very poetic about it that intrigued me, and I was like, okay, I want to try this deck out. So it feels very quirky, this deck, very unique, very busy. This is why I know it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I wanted to give it a chance and I have zero regret. This feels like you are in a video game and you're following the main character going through meeting people, meeting some villains and monsters, but also meeting some allies. And so it really takes you into this particular environment, particular world, feels very immersive, very poetic, and sometimes even absurd in a good way. Like that's the best way I can describe it. Very strange and quirky, but cohesive because the characters represented in the deck are represented throughout. And so you will recognize a lot of the times the main character here, who is like this little knight, and he is meeting several people and allies, or there he is again meeting the Empress. So whilst it feels chaotic and wild, it's still cohesive because a lot of the characters are repeated throughout the deck. I've done the interview of the deck and already it gave me some very interesting insights. So I'm excited to get to know this one better. It feels like this would be a great like world building kind of deck where you could tell stories with it. This is a maximalist deck at heart, but you know, I'm a chaotic deck goblin and I like a lot of different things, and this was definitely unique enough that I wanted to give it a chance. Let me know if you guys have this one, if you've seen it before, if you have it, the kind of readings you do with it, how it speaks to you. I love this 10 of Swords. It's so cool. The 3 of Swords is also very cool. And yeah, I love the fact that there's so many whales throughout the deck. That's also something, obviously, that I appreciate. I think this is going to give really interesting readings. Like I said already, just in the interview deck I did of this one, it was quite quirky and unique. So I'm excited to work with this one more for myself first, so I can make a good opinion of it, and then I'll use it on the readings channel. It's a weird one, and yet I'm excited. And look at the Fool. I mean, come on, so beautiful. I love that Fool so much. And because I've had such a good experience ordering from that website, and the prices were pretty good for indie decks, and I'm pretty sure I got free shipping at the time. I don't know if they do that all the time, but I'm pretty sure at the time I did. I'm very tempted to pick up some other decks from them, because they have very unique decks. They have an orc one, speaks to my fantasy loving heart, that I really want to pick up at some point. And they also have a fantasy cat one, which looks so cute. Again, I'm not a huge cat person, you know, I have 2 dogs. I don't have a cat anymore. I used to have a cat when I was younger, but that fantasy cat looks so cute. They just have a lot of cute decks that are very strange and unique. And I'm not sponsored. I'm just sharing because I like funky, weird stuff, and I know a lot of you do as well. We need to finish with the deck I received the most recently, which was yesterday, and which already has blown me away by how beautiful it is. Seeing this is very much a contender for most beautiful deck of the year for me, and that is the Whispers of Stars and Garden Tarot. This was a Kickstarter I backed, but you can get this now on websites that resell decks by Chinese creators such as Tevada or Vermillon Collection. So this is available for purchase. You could choose at the time when I did the Kickstarter, you could get different colors for the backs and the box. So I got the blue one, but you could get a green one, I think, and a purple one if I'm not mistaken. I have zero regret choosing the blue because you're gonna see it's absolutely stunning. And you guys, I've only received this yesterday, but I'm so impressed. I'm blown away by how beautiful this is. I can't wait to read with this. I was so excited to do the haul today, so I could, as soon as I finish filming, start shuffling the deck and use it, because it's just insane how beautiful this is. I'm so happy I backed this up. So in the Kickstarter, we got a little card, you know, with the number of who we were at the backing. It comes with a little guidebook, full color. It's half in Chinese, half in English. We have some keywords. We have a text about what is on the card for the majors. The minors, it's more limited. We only have, for the minors, just the title of the card, upward and reverse keywords, but honestly, it's enough. I bought this for the art style. I didn't get this one for the guidebook. I remember going on the Kickstarter campaign and seeing the images and thinking, oh yeah, it's really pretty, but I didn't think it was going to be that beautiful, you guys. Like, that's why I was so shocked about it. I saw the art style and I thought, yeah, it's nice, but then when I actually received the deck, I was blown away. So again, I picked the blue version, so you can see we have these gorgeous blue backs and these matte blue edging, but you can get this, I'm pretty sure, in green or in purple, and I think the only thing that will change really are the colors of the backs of the box and of the edges. I'm pretty sure the art style stays the same. So there we go. Everything has been hand painted by this artist. There was no AI used in this deck. Titles with like gold foil, and we even have some extra cards so you can make the deck your own. So we have 2 fools, and I've not even chosen the cards I prefer yet. I just went through it, gasped, was blown away, and decided to put it back in the box so we could appreciate together, because oh my God. It's quite rare for me to feel such a connection with a deck as soon as I open it, but when I do, it usually means that this deck is gonna be very important in my tarot reading life, and I can count on the fingers of my hands the amount of time this has happened to me when I flip through a deck and I just get this like wow kind of feeling, and so this one definitely does. The Emperor, we have 2. I definitely prefer this one to this one. but this one feels more Aries in energy. But I like this one because I like the pipe, and I don't know, just I prefer this one. The Hierophant, we have two as well, both beautiful, but I prefer the right one, which feels a little bit more druidic and pagan in energy than this one, which feels a little bit more church related. Impressive. We have two Lovers. There you go. Both are equally good, I think, but I like this one. I think I prefer this one, but they're both gorgeous. There's something about the choice of color and the quality of the art style that just really speaks to me. And every single card, when I was going through it, I was like, wow, like look at this Hermit. I love a good Hermit. The Hermit was one of those cards that if I like it, it can definitely like turn the deck in a certain way for me. And this is a really good Hermit. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful. Justice. The Hangman. Oh my god, you guys, when I saw this, I can't. This little cute ice cream, I can't. This is one of my favorite cards of the deck. It's too cute. And the Death card is just so beautiful as well. I love it so much. Let's go. We have Temperance. The Devil. We have two choices for the Devil, and honestly, they are both so great. I don't know which one to choose. Literally, I might leave both in because it's just so good. Both of them. I mean, this one, maybe slight preference for this one, but they're both amazing. Really great. I love those colors. I love this representation. It looks more like a liberation than something happening to you, and I quite like that interpretation. The Star, more traditional, I would say. The Moon is very beautiful as well. The Sun is more traditional, but it's very cute. We have two Judgment, one more traditional RWS, one a little bit more cutesy. I think I prefer the right one. It's a little bit more unique. And finally, we have the World. Let's get into the minors. There's something very pleasing about this deck. I was telling you guys when I went through it yesterday. So the ones you can see are in this, like, again, 1001 Night inspired kind of world. Very reminiscent of the Stunning Tarot, and I love this kind of oriental inspiration. These 5 of Wands with the different camels are amazing. I love it so much. It's great. The 6 of Wands is beautiful. And the 7 of Wands. Yeah, I wanted to show you guys this one. When I saw this one, I was like, oh, this is so good. I could imagine a whole book written about this main character. She looks badass. The 8 of Wands, stunning. Honestly, it feels like it's taking you into fantasy world. This is my least favorite card, okay? I don't know why. It just gives me the heebie-jeebies. This is the one card I don't like out of 78. I'll forgive it, but it's just not my vibe. 10 of Wands. And the court cards are particularly beautiful in this deck. We have the Page, whom I love. It looks magical and playful. The Knight of Wands is on a camel, I think, which is perfect. Like, how great is that? The Queen is absolutely gorgeous with her panther. And the King, also beautiful, looks wise, and I love the positioning of how he's sitting. Very cool. For the cups, you're gonna see we are in this like aquatic water world. Love the 2 of Cups. So cute. I love the fact that there's no gender here, so you can literally apply whomever. The 3 of Cups is very joyful. The 4 of Cups is so beautiful. It's giving Ophelia, I think, which is interesting. The 6 of Cups is also adorable. It reminds me of the Hangman kind of character, and I love it. The 9 of Cups, she's gorgeous. And the 10 of Cups. More traditional, but I love the fact that we have a little dog because that's my version of emotional happiness. Again, the court cards are so stunning. There's just, this artist is so talented. If they ever decide to do another deck, I will purchase immediately because I'm absolutely blown away by their art style, by their choice of color, by just everything about it. It's so enchanting, and it's just a delight. Look at this 2 of Swords, really cool. I love the addition of the figure behind. It can be your shadow self, it could be a guide. You can read so much into this one. 3 of Swords, a little bit more traditional, but you know, 3 of Swords in general is not my favorite card. I love this 4 of Swords though. I think it's really cool. There's a lot you can get from that. The 5 of Swords is also, I think, really empowering, and I really like it. This 6 of Swords, also beautiful. And there's a lot of story you can tell behind this. The 7 of Swords, the 8, Another great choice, I think. It's very beautiful. I love the color choices, the red against the blue. 9 is quite powerful because look at this. I don't know if it's blood. I need to read the guidebook, but it feels nightmarish for sure. And we've all been there. This feeling of not being able to sleep because you're plagued by your anxiety. I have the 10 of Swords. And let's look at the court card because honestly, the court card might be my favorite. This Knight of Sword, you guys, is perfect. Can you tell I'm really enjoying this one? I am. I really am. I can't wait to read with this to see how it reads because I'm just so blown away already by the quality, the art style. I forgot to say it's more like a rose petal, this kind of like rose petal finish, but it's not sticky, which we love. This Two of Pentacles is the cutest. Absolutely adorable. The whole pentacle suit, honestly, is a slay. I'm obsessed with these little like sprite beings. They all have those kind of pointy hats and I adore them so much. Look at this. Oh my god, I would die for them. I love the pentacle suit so much. It's very fairy-like. It's giving nymph and sprite. Super, super beautiful. So let's finish it because I've been talking for way too long, you guys. And this, even the fact of like the 10 of Pentacles with you in the place of you lying down on the forest and looking up. There's something so special about this because when you think about it, how many people in our family lines have done this before, right? This view of seeing trees from like looking up and seeing the treetops is something we've shared with all of our ancestors for time and time and time gone by. So I love this idea of linking you back to your ancestry and your line and your heritage through the physical act of being on earth and looking up. There's something really potent about that I really adore. And look at this. So cute! Knight of Pentacles is kind of a hunk, I'm not gonna lie. Very fine. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, gorgeous with a little turtle, super cute. And finally, the King of Pentacles, giving Green Man energy. And we have a couple of extra cards. We have Reflections and Mistletoe. So there you go, you guys. That's the Whisper of Stars and Garden Tarot. Another very long title. I don't know what's going on this year with tarot decks and long titles. Absolutely stunning. Let me know if you guys have it, if you've backed it, if you like it, if you don't like it. Let me know the recent decks you guys got. Just let's have a chat in the comments. I've not been very present recently. Again, I'm so sorry. Life has been very hard in terms of physical health, chronic illness, shenanigans. So I'm trying to get by. I'm trying to just survive, honestly. But I really wanted to show up today, share with you some of my newer acquisition, and just have a kiki with you. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your presence and your patience and your kindness. I hope you're all taking good care of yourself. I hope you're all being kind to yourself. Till next video, I'm sending you so much good vibes and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye!